What's up, family? What's up with y'all? In one of my favorite spots where I be doing my streams at. Got a good good internet connection back here. You know, holler at y'all for a few about these guns and what I think about these guns. You know, I have no problem with a brother or a sister protecting themselves out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying? Because we live in a violent culture. But you gotta understand is the legal procedures. Now, if I was the sole controller of the law, people that I would deem to have firearms, they would have to go through a training process and a background check. You know, if they felons and stuff like that, well, they don't get their stuff expunged or they don't get no documentation from law, nothing like that. I feel as though, and they repeat offenders, I feel as though they don't need a gun. Especially if they have, violent charges and they've been apprehended and locked up and incarcerated for gun crimes. But you know, that's too much like right. Because somehow, some way, people in the criminal element, they get firearms. You know? But let's look at the bigger picture. You got Hollywood, Holly weird, if you will, making these movies, violent horror movies. You got crazy stuff that's on the internet. It's the culture, man. I mean, it is what it is. You have people out here that have they possess firearms and they Looney Tunes, you know. You got crazy people with guns in their hand. So it's only right for people to, you know, have they shit, you know, have their guns on them. You don't know who out here. You know, that's what's so scary about it. You don't know who's who. Then you got these arms dealers that no one seem that, you know, they don't want to talk about it. Just like I seen something like a little video on YouTube. This ex-gang member was talking about how they was finding guns in alleys and off train tracks, like a cache of guns. They just dump them. I mean, not no bullshit guns. Army certified weaponry, you know what I'm saying? Artillery and stuff like that of that measure. They was just finding them, they was dumping them in alleys, and the kids it's like they was at a goddamn swap meet, you know, the youngins, getting the guns out the stockpile. So what does that tell you? They want a certain amount of people in certain communities to depopulate themselves, okay? Do the proper satanic mathematics of it all. Look, here's the thing. Why would they do that? Because they know the area is crime ridden. So they just add insult to injury, meaning that they will dump that shit in the dark communities because they know that's what we do, some of us. When you got drugs, you got strip clubs, you got watered down Baptist churches that's teaching that old watered down religion. You got delicatessens that sell you that death of GMO. You got the same old that been going on for 30, 40 years now. And people running around in low-income areas killing each other. It's all a scheme, fam. This game, they've been playing on us for a long time. Wake up, melanated people. Wake up. It's a divide and conquer scheme. You know, it's a divide and conquer scheme. That's what y'all got to understand. A lot of people don't want to hear this. You know? And I'm just giving my perspective when it comes to us as black folks, you know, and why we should be walking around here like Jesse James, you know what I'm saying? But I see someone in the chat room. What's up with you? But it's real live, you know. It's sad, but it's true, you know. I wish it wasn't no guns. I wish it was no violence. But when you have people that glorified, they're not living by the oaths. They're not living by religious morals and practices. Violence will intervene. And y'all should already know this, man. But some of y'all don't. This is why I got to bring it to the forefront, you know. It's no laughing matter, folks. No one likes to hear this, but you got to protect your peoples, man. I mean, even righteous people you got to protect, because you're going to have unrighteous people that's trying to knock you off your square. It's an old age battle, you know. It's going to come a time, people, like the good old book say, people going to have to die for their belief. And they dying right now for their belief systems, you know. You're gonna die for what you stand up for, man. I mean, you stand up for the Most High. That's what, you know, the saints and everything. You know, it's gonna be, you know. Do you believe every black is worth saving? Now, that's a good question, but I'm not the judge of that. I'm not the judge of that. But if you lead by example, let me put it this way. If you lead by example, you die. If you lead by a murderous, how would I put it? If you lead by a murderous example, if murder is in your life and that's what you consist of as far as a human being, you're a psychopath, I feel as though you're going to lead by example and the table's going to flip. And usually people who lead that life, they live that life, they die like that. So that's self-explanatory, meaning that I'm not the judge in that. I'm not the sole controller. I believe every life is worth something. But it's at a certain point in time, I believe this, souls is too far gone beyond recognition, meaning souls is no redemption, you know. That's when you just totally satanic. And you know how that go. So it don't have to matter what color you is. If you demonic, you're demonic, and your judgment is going to be dealt out to you, you know, and that's how it goes. You know, I'm not going. This is not about no color thing, family. Let me reiterate this. This is about every person, not just blacks. Let me reiterate and go back a little bit, okay? Yes, certain people out here, like I say, I'm not the judge of that. I'm not the executioner. You know, I'm not the jury. You know what I'm saying? That's the Most High's arena. Even though you got men, you know, they're practitioners of the law, they're judges and lawyers and all that, but the Most High got the final say so. Okay? Because he the one that gave those individuals the mind and the intellect to be people in those professions. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is this. We have to look at the dynamics of it all. Guns ahead, why do we got guns? Why do we got an army? Why do we got a military? Well, because men been fighting since biblical days. So there you have it. It's the old age war. Good versus evil, evil versus good. This is why you got military. This is why you got murderers. This is why you got people with different ideologies and religious beliefs. And them people stand on those convictions. Then you just got stone rogues and outcasts and outlaws. So there you have it. What I'm saying about the firearm aspect of it, I think you should, as a man, have a gun. You know? If you don't got one, get one. And get it registered. Go through the proper, you know, the proper little red tape they give you and go ahead and do it and get certified. You know, I believe every man should have, if he got a home, if he's a homeowner, he should have that weapon in his house. But what I truly believe and what it should be instituted, if you are legally, if you're not a felon, I believe you should have a holster. I believe you should go to work. I believe you should go to a restaurant. I believe you should go to a stall. I believe you should go anywhere in the United States if you are legal with a gun. But you know that's too much like right. But it's at that time. I believe every murder, you probably say this man right here is insane. No, I'm not insane. Look what time we living in. And I believe the crime demographic of it all, if they just legalize that for the United States, everyone with a certain background, with a good background, everyone is obligated to carry a gun. when they go through the proper channels, to getting the gun. And once they get, certified, once they get approved, I believe everyone should be walking around, not, hosted up and everything. Not just in the car. When you leave out the car and go to work, you be strapped. That's how it should be, because that's what kind of culture we live in. And I believe the crime rate will go down considerably. I think the crime rate will go down. I mean, that's my thoughts on it. A lot of people are like, nah, but that's my thoughts on it. I mean, look what's going on, family. Look what's going on out here. I saw a joint on Willie D Live. I saw a video yesterday. This man was getting on the subway. I mean, this man was already on the subway. A group of youth got on there. All the man was asking them to tone it down because they was smoking weed, and they got on the public transportation with the weed. Then once he said that, they went ham on the man. Stop beating the shit out them dude. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he was a law-abiding citizen and was legal to carry, and they seeing him strapped up, them youngins would have thought twice of doing that shit. Because that's like a deterrent. They want to see that. They want to see that. They want to see that thing hosted up. They're like, oh nah, I think we better listen to him. They almost killed that man. And when I see stuff like that, it makes me cringe a little bit. Who's raising our kids, man? Who's raising these youth, man? I mean, it could have went the other way. It could have went south. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't have had that thing hidden or up in his book bag or whatever. He couldn't have pulled it out, and it would have been lights out for their ass. And it would have been some sad parents. You see what I'm saying? They ain't know what that man had on him. He couldn't have just lit their ass up. And sometimes it goes like that. It's a time that, I tell you, I mean, just like I said, I was reading some articles. That's why it just came to my mind. I want to speak on this gun law, this gun control, and stuff like that. Cause it's very ruthless out here. It's been ruthless for a minute, Well, that's the dynamic. Thanks for you tuning in. That's the dynamic. And well, as you know, they don't get those cops no psychologically, mentally evaluation. They don't do no background on these cops. They don't do no thorough background on their family tree before they hire them as cadets and shit, going through the proper training to be police. They don't do this. And let's go there. And I don't know where people, get this from. By you putting a blue suit on, you holding a dial. It's just clothes on your ass. Meaning that if that person ain't righteous, if that person have an ideology of hatred towards a certain ethnicity, that does not change the dynamics of that person's behavior. See? People kill me with this. Oh, because this man or this woman wearing a law enforcement suit and represent the law, all of a sudden I'm supposed to bow down and kiss feet. No, sir. No, ma'am. I'm afraid it doesn't go that way. See? And they don't do no, like I said, they don't do no thorough stuff like that. If they did, it wouldn't be all this bull crap going on. But so long as you got these Uncle Toms, so long as you got these stepping fetchits, that's melanated brothers and sisters, that's on the police force, you know what I'm saying? It's been cases that see the superior officer It's usually the white officer, you know, got a certain kind of rank system, and they get into, you know, they get a call, they get dispatched a call, they go out to a crime or something, and it's usually in a black neighborhood sometimes. Then they harass people, then they go overboard, then they start brutal, and the black cop will sit back. I done seen this shit and won't say nothing. As long as we got men that know this wrong, that's on the police force, men and women that don't speak up for this, don't say nothing, it will continue to go on. I'm asking, since Blue Lives Matter, okay, you black cops, you Negro cops, if Black Lives Matter to you, why not you stepping up to your superiors and tell them, hey, this is wrong. I think you should go about this a certain way, instead of keeping your mouth closed because you scared to lose your job and that paycheck. You know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of Negroes like that. Bunch of them. And it's sad, but true. You know, and that's why I say it needs to be, the only way we can stop that is we gotta, it's hard to do, but we can do it. It's a thought process. We don't move in silence like we should. These black cops need to work with people, even the dudes on the street, say, look, man, y'all need to stop this. We need our own police force. But you know, that's too much like right. But like I was saying previously, it's too many Uncle Toms that's not speaking up. That is police officers, and is black, and came from neighborhoods like that, and been on the other side of the fence. But they will sit there and keep their mouth closed because they didn't sold out. You know, we had some overthrows. We had some, how would I say, some mutinies up in these police forces, up in these precincts. I don't care if they're superiors or apprentices or, you know, just rookie cops. But look, right is right. You're gonna lock someone up, they done a crime, lock them up. But all that extra shit, but hitting them with batons and hitting them with damn what's they call that shit, tasers, you know, and then go ahead, you know, then killing them. Then shooting people and shit, killing pregnant women, you know. Then we had a couple, you know, since last year, all those incidents we had, you know, they apprehend, they lock someone up, then all of a sudden it's shady. They flip the books or whatever. Oh, they died in their cell, in their holding cell. They just hung themselves. I thought when they lock you up, they take your shoestrings and your clothes, so you won't use any object to harness. And a holding cell don't have nothing in it anyway. It's just a fucking room with 4 walls in it. So what is y'all talking about? See, that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I mean, would a ghost go in there and hang the person? See, come on, y'all. But a lot of people don't like to talk about this, you know. But anyway, that's a whole nother video. I done made a 2-part video almost. But let's get back to these guns. And that's my take on these guns. Guns is gonna be here, unfortunately, because we had that culture now. You know, we been had it. All I'm asking my fellow American citizens, you know, as men and women, it's your right. And if you're not a criminal, you're not out here hurting folk, you know, you got an option to buy your firearm, and that's where your mind or your process is going at. Have at it. Read the rules and regulations and do what you got to do. Because it's been that time. Because long as you got jealousy, envy, white supremacy, black supremacy, that's all out supremacy. And people feel as though you shouldn't be successful or have anything and they want to take from you. Yeah. Yep. So with that, guns, 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 guns. I'm out of here.